England hosts France in a Grand Slam showdown in front of what will be a world record crowd. My name is Mark. Let's talk rugby. England v France in the final round of this year's Women's Six Nations. As I said, it is a Grand Slam decider. It's at Twickenham Stadium in London. Kickoff is 1 p.m. BST. We're going to start with a look at the teams. So starting with England at the backs, they've got Kildun, Dow, Rowland, Hurd, MacDonald, Aitchison, and Lucy Packer. Forwards then, Waterman, Davies, Byrne, Aldcroft, Beckett, Cabea, Marley Packer, and Matthews. On the bench, Powell, Carson, Muir, Cleal, Talling, Hunt, Reid, and Breach. The French team then, starting with the backs, Boulard, Bonnet, Ménager, Marine Ménager, Bernier, Laurens, Tremoulier, Chambon. Forwards then, Brosseau, Sochat, Bernadou, Falou, Forlani, Berthomeu, Hermé, and Escudero. On the bench, Wifanu, Mwayembe, Kalfui, Romain Ménager, Gross, Chambon, Arbez, and Philippon. So, team news, starting with England. So, they've got 4 changes from the side that beat Ireland. We've got Helena Rowland into the centres. Lucy Packer is back at 9. Natasha Hunt drops down to the bench. Then Lara Davies and Sarah Byrne are into the front row, and Connie Powell and Maud Moore also drop to the bench. Poppy Cleal and Jess Breach come onto the bench and into the matchday squad. For France, we've got 3 changes to the starting lineup from the team that played against Scotland. Rose, Bernadou, and Mané Falou are into the front row. Axel Berthomeu is into the back row at 6, and because of that, then Charlotte Escudero switches to 8, and then the backs are completely unchanged. On the bench, then Kalfui and Romain Ménager drop down to the bench, and Alexandra Chambon comes into the matchday 23. So this is first in the world versus third. 2, outstanding teams, especially in this Six Nations. Everybody has been looking forward to this clash from round 1 or even before the tournament even kicked off. Last time out for England, against Ireland, it was actually the closest game that they had, but they still won by 48 points, 48-0. France won 39-14 against Wales last time. Their games have been, for the most part, closer than England's games. And, for England last time as well, they were held scoreless for 30 minutes in that second half by a spirited Irish defence, but still were able to add, I think it was 3 tries in the last 10 minutes. France got off to a really fast start against Wales, but then Wales did perform pretty well in that second half, so they're not going to want, to give England, that kind of chance against them, because I think France are going to have to be on top for, most of the game if they're going to win and weather a storm for England, because no matter how well you play against this England side, they're still going to have 20 odd minutes at least where they are the team on top and they really have momentum with them. So, yeah, France have a lot to do, I think. England had 63% possession and 65% territory against Ireland. France, 51% possession, 42% territory against Wales. England scored 2.8 points per visit to 22, which is the lowest so far for them in the tournament. France scored 3 points per visit against Wales. For England, the scrum has been 100% for the entire tournament. France is not their strongest point. They were 83% against Wales, and they also struggled against Ireland. Individuals then, Marley Packer for England is the top try scorer with 6, and 4 of the top 5 try scorers are English. The other one is Bernier for France, who with 4 tries, and she is, I think, joint third or fourth or something in the list. Abby Dow has made the most meters in the competition with 630, and again, 4 of the top 5 are English. For France, they have Jessie Tremoulier is the top offloader with 7, and then 3 of the top 5 are French, but the other 2 are English. And then Marley Packer has won 5 turnovers in the tournament, so a fairly decent tournament for her overall. Top try scorer, so many turnovers, and she's up there in a lot of the stats as well. Then for France, Audrey Forlani has 16 line takes. That places her third overall. But then there are 2 English players who are either equal or above her in that stat as well. So then, in terms of what the camps have been saying, couldn't really find anything for the French camp. Normally on their the rugby, the French Rugby Union site, they have some kind of quote from one of the coaches or something, but none that I could find at least this week. But for England, head coach Middleton said he's excited and looking forward to the game. The whole squad are. Said also that it's going to be a landmark moment for the women's game, and that they've had entertaining and tight games against France in the past, and they're expecting more of the same in this one. They're also playing in front of a record crowd is a huge marker of where the game is at. So what do I think about the prospects of the 2 teams? So England, I think they're going to be favourites. France did run them close in that Rugby World Cup semi-final. It finished 13-7. I think England are going to have enough to stretch away in the end after maybe a tight first 50 or 60 minutes. For France, I think they'll need a good start and an almost perfect game to come out on top of this one. That's the end of our review, or our preview, sorry. I will have reviews of the games. It's a big weekend for rugby. Going to have more previews coming at you for Women's Six Nations and Champions Cup rugby. So watch out for them throughout the day today.